Hello, folks. Adam Stark here, and today I am going to be going over and breaking down the lyrics to my rap called Confessing My List of Crimes. And this is certainly a comical piece, but I am simply going to read the lyrics, not rap them as in the actual rap and the song, but I'm going to read the lyrics and then go over any of my writing processes that I feel I need to disclose, and I'll go over any techniques that I used, any hidden or multiple meanings or Easter eggs, and any additional information I feel like I need to go over with the lyrics for this. Okay? All right. I will start right from the top. So, the first part of the lyrics are, well, first I cough, I don't say cough, I actually do a cough in it. And then I say, "This is my list of crimes confession. Breaking laws endlessly is my obsession. These are in no particular order and aren't placed into a sorter." Okay, so basically, this is straightforward. Um, I am simply just telling you what I'm about to be going over throughout the rest of this rhyme in this rap. So I'm saying that this right here is my list of crimes, as the title displays. And I'm saying, you know what? I break a lot of laws. And I also mention that none of these are in order. So this isn't the order of the laws that were broken. This is all just in a random assortment. Okay. All right. Continuing with the lyrics here. I was caught in narcotic sales. I was stopped in my trail. What happened was I lied on my resume to forge it some, ended up a salesman and a drug dealer at at a rug emporium. I stuffed the stuff in stuffing for the customers when they rolled up. I was arrested for both crimes committed. I illegally sold rugs. Okay, so this is hilarious. This is a double meaning, a double implied meaning. You say it one way and it has two different separate meanings to it. Very talented and very funny at the same time. So what I'm saying is I was dealing narcotics, illegal drugs, substances, and not only that, but I forged my resume to become a salesman at a rug emporium, a place that sells rugs. Okay, so therefore, selling drugs, I put them into the stuffing, as in I stuffed the drugs inside of the rugs. Okay, and I sold them. So guess what? I'm not legally allowed to sell drugs, obviously. No one's allowed to sell illegal narcotics, obviously. And I was selling rugs when I forged my resume, which means I illegally got the job of being a rug salesman. So none of the rugs I sold were legal also because I got that job through illegal means. And so I said I illegally sold rugs. Okay, SOLD space URGS, but I'm also saying I illegally sold drugs. SOLD space DRUGS. Double implied meaning. It sounds exactly the same. You simply hold the D sound at the end of the word sold to make it apply to for your ears to hear each of the two meanings, because I'm saying two different things and I am putting it together in a way where it sounds the same when I say it once. So it's a double implied meaning, and it's a funny ass line. I'm saying I did two illegal things, and I'm explaining how I did both of them, but only saying it in one sentence. Very dope, very funny. See, when I write comical punchlines, I often tend to use a lot of skill involved when I do it. I don't just say something funny and you laugh at that. What I try and do is, right, if I'm going to do something funny, it's still going to be talented in my technical skill that it took to write and come up with the line. Okay, continuing on here. Before I knew it, they charged me with the next one quick. Fraudulence on my driver's license on my address of it. I said I was from Queens, even though I've only been to New York City one time. I explained I put Queens because I'm from a royal bloodline. Okay, so this is funny, but pretty dope in my opinion. I thought of a concept and I thought I could use it in this rap called Confessing My List of Crimes. Okay, so fraudulence on my driver's license on my address of it. In other words, I put an address on my driver's license that I am clearly not from, okay? I'm from Minnesota. I've only lived in Minnesota. But even so, my point is I'm clearly not from Queens, New York, also known as Queensbridge, aka the Killer Queens, Anyways, that's one of the boroughs of New York. So I'm saying I've been to New York City one time, and that is true. I have been to New York City one time at this point in my life. But what I'm saying is I put that I was from Queens. Now it's funny because obviously that is a lie. So that would be illegal. That means I'm putting false information on my driver's license. I'm putting the wrong place that I am from. I am not from Queens. Okay? But then I explained my reasoning for doing that lie, which was, or that crime, excuse me, was because I am from Queens, but not Queens, New York. I am from Queens as in a royal bloodline, because queens are members of royalty. And if I'm not just one queen, but queens, plural, with an S at the end, that means multiple queens, which means multiple royalty families, and that would mean I am from a royal bloodline because it was from more than one queen, okay? And so that was just my dope way of saying I'm from Queens, but not in the way that you would initially think, because you'd probably assume I'm saying I'm from Queens, New York, and I clearly am not, and I clearly was implying it in a dope and funny way, and by saying it's a completely different thing altogether, okay? All right, continuing here. Next crime I did commenced committing was a money scam. Counterfeit bills in excess of 100 grand. There was two detectives. One believed I did it and one didn't. The woman thought I was guilty, wouldn't accept my hard bluff. The man said that my type couldn't fit it. He said the harshest stuff, that I couldn't pull it off because I wasn't smart enough. I was standing at a suspect lineup. He thought I was honest, that I didn't commit this crime, thus I didn't make an illegal profit. Her witness came in and totally croaked, said I was the one with the counterfeit funds. The girl detective then just totally gloats, points at me and my money, saying, "That's a fake currency, I told you so." Okay, this is a hilarious double meaning, double implied meaning line. That's, you say it one way, it has two different implied meanings in it. Very dope, talented, and very funny. So what I'm saying is the next crime that I committed on my list, okay, which is the rap is confessing my list of crimes. The next crime that I was talking about that I committed, okay, quote unquote, was that I had counterfeit bills in over 100 grand worth of counterfeit bills. Okay, so that's a lot of counterfeit money. And how funny is this? What I'm saying is there was two detectives, a man and a woman, and that they each were giving each other shit. They were taking bets on, did I do it or did I not? Okay. And the man of the detective said, no, 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 he didn't do it. He's too stupid to have committed this crime. And the woman is saying, no, no, he did it. He's a sleazeball and he committed this crime. So that, how funny is that? I'm giving you like a side story. I'm saying, well, here's the crime, but now we're even debating whether I did it or not. Then I'm saying, okay, the female detective's witness came in and spilled the beans and confessed that, yes, pointed to me saying, yes, I was the one who did it. And I am the one who had the counterfeit money. Okay. And then what I did here was I said she pointed at me, the girl detective, pointed at me, gloating in her victory that she was correct, that I did commit the crime. And she pointed at me and my money, which is how I worded it specifically to make a double meaning, pointed at me and my money, saying, "That's a faker, and see, I told you so." And that's, now, this is two implied meanings with the last couple syllables here, okay? So, in one sense, I'm saying she says, "See, that's a faker, and see, I told you so." Okay? A faker. She's calling me a faker. So let me spell this out. Faker space AND space SEE space I space TOLD space YOU space SO. Faker and see, I told you so. As in calling me a faker, and she's gloating that she won. So she's yelling at the male detective who thought I didn't do it. And she's saying, I told you so. And then here's the double meaning. is she's also saying, in the other way of putting this double implied meaning line, that's a fake currency. I told you so. Fake currency. Currency is money. If the money is a counterfeit money, which is a uh fake bills, fake dollars, fake change, whatever, that's a fake currency because it's not legitimate. It's fake. It's not real. It's fake. Counterfeit is fake. And so she said, it's a fake currency. I told you so. FAKE space CURRENCY space I space TOLD space YOU space SO. Fake currency. I told you so. Or faker and see, I told you so. It sounds exactly the same. You say it one way, it's got double implied meaning, and it's a funny story with a funny backstory to it. It's just hilarious, and it's very dope the way I put it together with so many syllables, yet I was able to break it off into a specifically tailored fashion to make it sound of two different events entirely. Okay? All right, continuing with the lyrics here. Then after that, it was something rather whack to me. I was dared to walk on private property actually, a dare that I had no interest passing. What crime was this classified as? In trespassing. Okay, so this is very simple. This is me saying that the next crime I committed was whack. It was something stupid. It was just I had a dare. I was dared to walk on private property and I did it. And then I was caught trespassing. Okay. Okay, so that was the crime. But what I did was I took two different phrases and I just put them to rhyme together because it sounds like the same thing and it's almost the same thing, but it's two different things. I said interest passing, INTEREST space PASSING, and then I rhymed it with in trespassing, IN space TRESPASSING. Okay, so interest passing, because I had no interest passing up this dare. I wanted to do this dare and complete it, not pass up this dare. And then I was classified in the act of in trespassing, okay, which is walking on private property and without permission and granted and so on and so forth. Okay, so very easy. I'm pretty sure everybody figured that one out the first time, but just in case you didn't, I had no problem filling in the blanks for you guys. Okay. All right, next, continuing with the lyrics here. Another crime was a different scamming action. I owned a housing project and became greedy with a passion. I lied about why I'm about to hike everyone's rent up a couple fractions. Never been out of the US, so I thought of a new quest. I'd use the extra money to travel abroad with it. I'd go to Europe and Asia, both paid all expense. I was caught and I was stopped and I got upset. Reporter asked me one question to type up on the press. I heard about your plan. Why would you want to, excuse me, why would you want to try two continents? Okay. So I know this was a long one, bear with me here, but this was hilarious as well. And it is a double implied meaning. You say it one way, it has two different implied meanings to it. It's very talented, skilled, and very funny. What I'm saying is another crime that I committed, quote unquote, was that I owned a housing project and I illegally hiked up everybody's rent. Okay. And why did I do it? So I could have the money to travel to two continents because I mentioned Europe and I mentioned Asia. Those are each continents and total being two of them. Okay. And I said I wanted to use the extra money that I illegally gained by illegally hiking up my tenant's rent. I wanted to use that money to use that to go to Europe and Asia, which is two continents. Okay. And then I ended this crime confession by quoting a reporter, by the reporter saying, I heard about your plan. Why would you want to try two continents? Okay, so this is where the double meaning comes in, is the last two words. Continents, C-O-N space T-E-N-A-N-T-S, which is to con someone means to defraud someone, which means to swindle someone, okay? And tenants are, of course, the people who live in the housing project. That's what they are. They are tenants. They are, you know, living roommates, whatever you want to call them, but tenants is the word. And then the other of the double implied meaning here is two continents. Two, the number two, or TWO space CONTINENTS. Okay, because Europe and Asia, that is two continents. Okay, so two implied meanings here. I'm saying I wanted to con the tenants by hiking up their rent illegally. That would be swindling them out of money. And I wanted to try two continents. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to Europe and Asia. That's two different continents. Okay. So very funny, very dope, but also very skillfully was this written, because I made it so it would have, you know, I wouldn't just be writing a bunch of rhymes or crimes I committed, but I also did it talentedly by using metaphors and using skillful techniques, such as making double implied meanings and such. Okay. All right. Continuing with the lyrics here. All right. Um, there was my teaching job demise, where you would watch what you say and a strict dress code applies. My foot itched bad as it had become dry. I said bad views, laughed and scratched and scratched my foot covered inside. I should have been careful how I talked and how I grab my sock when I get too political sometimes. Okay, this is hilarious. So this is a double implied meaning. You say it one way, it has two implied meanings in one line. Very talented, and this is funny. Okay, what I'm saying here is, all right, I was working at a teaching job, okay? And when you're teaching, all right, you cannot speak in harsh views or bad views. You can't do that. It's not okay to do. And I was saying that basically that's what I did do, okay? So I said I talked bad and I expressed bad views. That's getting too political, okay? And I'm also saying my foot itched, and so I had to grab my sock. And when I was grabbing my sock, it was making me laugh, because when I get to pull, it tickles sometimes, okay? And this is where the double meaning comes in, okay? Saying I got too political and saying I had to scratch my foot, so I grab my sock, and when I pulled, it tickles, okay? So here's where the double meaning comes in. Get too political sometimes. GET space TOO space POLITICAL space SOMETIMES. Okay, and the other meaning of this double implied meaning, say it the same way, you get the same answer, same result, is get to pull, it tickles sometimes. Okay, you hold the S sound at the end of the word tickles. GET space TO space PULL space IT space TICKLES space SOMETIMES. Okay, so I'm laughing because I pulled my sock, and when you get to pull, it tickles sometimes, okay? And also you get in trouble because I get too political sometimes. Those sound exactly the same, and you can't be, political or express bad views, and another way of putting it, the word political, when you have a teaching job. So that was another crime I committed, okay? All right, continuing with the lyrics here. Also, I got a solicitation violation that just sucked. On a woman's lawn, I offered products and such, but too many people passed it up. She said to leave immediately, or she'll be calling the police to see me leaving without grabbing any bucks. If I could just make a few sales there, I would be glad and run. She called, so I was broke and arrested 'cause I couldn't get offers fast enough. Okay, so this is hilarious. This is a double implied meaning as well. You say it one way, you have two implied meanings. What I was saying was, I was trying to sell some products on a woman's lawn. Now, if I'm on a woman's lawn and she tells me I have to leave and I refuse to, she would have to, of course, she has the right to call the police and have me arrested and get me out of there because here I am committing a crime. I'm on her lawn. I'm on her lawn and I am not welcome on there. So I was telling her, if I could just sell a few of my products, I will get off your lawn. And I said, I wasn't successful. I couldn't get off hers fast enough. I couldn't get off the lawn fast enough, of course. And that, of course, ruined the whole point because if I could, then I would have happily gotten off of her lawn and it wouldn't be trespassing and there wouldn't have been a crime committed. But that didn't happen because I didn't get off hers fast enough, as I put it. And so the double meaning is I couldn't get offers fast enough. Okay. OFFERS space FAST space ENOUGH. And I'm also saying her property, I couldn't get off hers, HER apostrophe S space FAST space ENOUGH. I couldn't get off hers possession, HER apostrophe S. She has possession of her property. I couldn't get off hers fast enough. Okay, double implied meaning right there. Funny way of putting it. Very simple to understand and very funny and talented the way I wrote it. Okay, continuing with the lyrics here. My worst crime was in the hottest season, interestingly. I had the will to go on a killing spree. My weapon and I lasted all season with no wear and tear consistently. I guess we both have summer durability. Okay, this is a double implied meaning. You say it one way, it has two implied meanings, two different meanings. I'm saying, okay, I went on a killing spree, as in multiple murders, multiple homicides, okay? And I did it in the hottest month, or excuse me, the hottest season, which is clearly summer. Summer is the hottest season. And I said I did it with no wear and tear consistently. And what does that mean? Durability. Okay. And I did it in the hottest season. So therefore, I have summer durability. SUMMER space DURABILITY. Summer durability. Okay. And the second implied meaning in this line is some murder ability. SOME space MURDER space ABILITY. Because I said I was able to, me and my weapon, we lasted all season with no wear and tear consistently. And I went on a killing spree. Okay, I did all of that, me and my weapon, no wear and tear, and we consistently had no wear and tear, and I went on the killing spree. So I have some murder ability. Because if you have the ability to murder and you had no problem doing it, then you have the ability. You have some murder ability, which means something great in act of. Okay. So that's where the double implied meaning comes on this funny punchline. Okay. Continuing with the lyrics here. Thank you for this note you gave me to read to do your therapy a favor. Now I read that, I wrap that line in the rap and in the song, and then you hear the sound effect of turning some papers, some pages of paper, like you have your thumb on the page and you're turning the page. You hear that sound effect. And then you hear me say, thank you for this note you gave me to read, to do your therapy a favor. Then you hear the record skipping sound effect, which is like a shock and awe kind of a sound effect, where in the actual song and the rap, you can hear it, but it's the sound effect you make like in a movie or an event when something isn't supposed to happen or when someone's shocked or when the show's over or something. So it was a surprise kind of a sound effect because you're going, wait a minute, here Adam Stark is rapping, he's telling me about his crimes he committed, and now he said, thank you for this note you gave me to read to do your therapy a favor. You're going, wait a minute, that's not confessing list of crimes at all. What is he talking about? So I play that sound effect, both of them, the paper being the note of the crimes that I'm reading, and then the sound effect of the record skip to give you guys realizing that it's a surprise if you didn't already realize it. So, continuing with the lyrics here. I'm sorry, inmate. What did you just say, sir? You forgot I'm your doc. My name is Dr. Stark. I'm here for your therapy because your mental instability is off the charts. I asked you to write me about your confessions, and as I had it, I just read it. And to you, excuse me, you there listening to me, I'm glad you're here and I'm looking forward to what you write where I'll be exhibiting your grief. It's very important in order to make it through. Whatever your name is, this concludes today's group therapy. Thank you for your participation too. Okay, so here is the surprise ending in this rap called Confessing My List of Crimes. Okay. The surprise ending is you guys probably, I'm not going to say everybody did, of course, but probably thought I'm talking about my crimes. The author of this rap, Adam Stark, you thought I'm talking about my crimes that I'm confessing. The answer is no. The answer is I am reading a piece of paper of someone else's list of crimes. Okay? Somebody handed me a piece of paper and I am reading their list of crimes because they are in therapy. And as I mentioned, I'm a Dr. Stark, and I told them to write down on their paper their list of crimes so I could read them and go through them. And that's what I did. And then the other surprise part of this ending is I said, excuse me, you there listening to me. Now, who's listening to me? Well, the audience of the song playing at the time. So when you, the audience, the listeners, are listening to this rap, you go, wait a minute, now he's talking to me. And I said, you, I don't know your name, basically is what I'm saying. I said, whatever your name is, I'm looking forward to what you are going to write, okay? As in your list of crimes, because you're in therapy also. And then I say, to this concludes today's group therapy. Thank you for your participation too. So the double meaning at the end here is part as a patient to PART space AS space A space PATIENT space TOO. And the other of the double implied meanings for this one sentence is participation to PARTICIPATION space TOO. Okay. So I'm saying thank you for your participation to, as in you had participation. You participated in group therapy. To, TOO also means like as well. Thank you for your participation to, or as well. And I also said, thank you for your part as a patient too. As in you, the audience member, the listener of this rap and this song, I'm saying, I already surprised you by telling you that I am Dr. Stark. I am not someone who's committed crimes. I was reading someone else's confession of their list of crimes, a different inmate, as I specifically mentioned. And I'm saying, you are going to write me your list of crimes next, confessing your list of crimes next, as in you, the audience member. And I say whatever your name is because I wanted to be broad enough where it could fit anybody. And I said, thank you for your part as a patient too, because you are also an inmate who's crazy, who has a lengthy list of crimes you need to confess. Not me, you. That was the other surprise ending, you. And then I also said, thank you for your participation too, because this is group therapy, as in there's more than one inmate in here in therapy. So in other words, I'm saying you, the listener, are actually the ones who are incarcerated, who is an inmate, who is involved in group therapy for committing various crimes and felonies and forthwith. And I am simply the most innocent one in this entire story because I am the doctor in the group. I am Dr. Stark, who helps all of you crazy inmates out in this story, in this piece. Okay. So anyways, thank you very much for listening. And thank you guys for your support. If you have any questions about any of my lyrics, anything you wanted to know, anything you guys feel like I didn't cover well enough, please let me know. Send me a message, leave a comment, whatever you want to do, and I will gladly answer anything. I will help you out to the best of my knowledge. And thank you very much for listening, everybody, and have a great day.